Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Winners Showcase. We wrapped up 1 trillion agents, autonomous agents hackathon just a week ago. It feels like that because we're still finishing up the payouts to the winners. So there is a lot of background work on our side. But it feels like it was yesterday. It was 2,000 participants and $100,000 in prizes. It was one of the biggest hackathons in new ecosystem. Hosted by NearDev and Hackbox, and yours truly. Super grateful for everyone who invested their energy and time and thoughts and headspace into this hackathon and built all of those amazing projects. This all happens thanks to our amazing sponsors, Near Foundation, NearDev, Electric Capital, Proximity, Aurora, Near AI, and more of those, including Vide, in Hot and Swan Chain, and you can see all of them on 1t-agents.devpost.com. So if you're interested what our hackers submitted or what kind of bounties there were, if you missed the whole fun, please go ahead to DevPost, check the hackathon gallery, and you will find out what is cooking in the autonomous agent space right now in the intersection of AI and Web3. So I would like to welcome our sponsors. We have 3 of them today with us. We have Slava from Aurora. Hey, Slava, did you like the hackathon?
Hello. Yes, definitely.
Hey, Nate. Hey, what was your favorite impression of the hackathon?
For me, we've been doing this for 6.5 years as an NFT marketplace, now an AI engine, and we've hosted a lot of hackathons. This one by far was probably some of the best submissions, most creative implementations, and things that we could actually play around with that we've had. So it was surprising, actually, but very exciting.
Hey, we also have, I think we have Kendall from Proximity, if I'm not mistaken, but he's not on screen right now. Hey, Kendall.
Yeah,
probably too early time zone wise.
No. Hey, everyone. I echo what Nate said. A lot of actually really cool, usable agents. I think we also saw some agents that were using Bitcoin, which is not a super easy thing to do, using some really cool tech that us and a lot of the sponsors have cooked up. And then a lot of cross-chain agents as well, or chain agnostic agents, which is really cool to see.
So what I just wanted to flag to everyone who's hosting hackathons out there, these 3 sponsors received the most high quality submissions because they invested a lot of time and effort into describing their bounties. And I think for this hackathon, I think it was a little bit unusual because usually hackers are begging for creative freedom, let us build whatever we want to build. For this space, for AI space, autonomous agents, it's a little bit different because this is new for everyone. Even I think for everyone on this call, this is relatively new. We're still discovering what is there to build. So providing solid bounty prompts, explaining people what exactly do we expect them to build is a key to success and the recipe for great submissions. Talking about submissions tonight for me, today for I think the majority of people on this call, we invited some winners to join us and to showcase their projects. The showcase will be set by track. We have 3 tracks, and every winner who's present on this call will receive 4 minutes to do a quick demo and to explain what their project is about. And then if we have some time left in the end, we will ask them some questions. So let's jump into this. We will start with a track that is called DeFi Agents. I believe that we have 2 projects who won this track. So if we can get them on the screen, that would be just perfect. Started with Balancer Assistant. Hey, Manuel.
Hey, hi, Maria. How are you?
Ready for your 4 minutes of fame?
Sure, yeah.
All right, let's dive into this.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, so basically we built Balancer Assistant for our hackathon, this submission. Actually, we built 3 agents, out of which DeFi track, we got this prize for the Balancer Assistant. So this assistant is used to swap tokens across chains from your near wallet, BitA wallet itself. So mainly we are targeting EVM chains. So starting like we targeted Polygon and other EVM chains as well. So as you can see in the screen, currently we can swap any tokens by giving the counter addresses of the token. But also we are also working on to enhance this user experience by giving the token symbol itself. So behind the scenes, we are working on that right now. And secondly, what we have plans is currently the execution happens based on the user commands, but also we have plans to make this fully autonomous. For example, we can make this agent to be fully autonomous by uh, making it work for maybe any trading strategies or yield farming strategies across any chains out there. So that is our second plan, to make this fully autonomous. So once we make that autonomous, I think then only we'll be using the full make use of this application on top of BitA. So that is one of the major future thing that we are working on. And so yeah, as you can see in the screen, we are right now signing the transaction on EVM chain. So once that is done, we'll be able to see the transaction as in the Explorer. Currently, we did it in the Polygon network. So also this could be integrated with other EVM chains as well. Currently, it is working in Polygon, but it will be working multiple EVM and non-EVM chains as well. So for this DeFi track, I think this is our submission, and we are very happy that it was recognized and we got this prize for this track. Thank you.
Thank you for staying within the timing. I believe, did you hack on sponsored bounties? I think you leveraged BitA, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask Nate for some comments and maybe some advice. What would you advise to Emmanuel to keep successfully building this project? Maybe some features that he needs to implement.
Yeah, he did a few. He did Lido as well, which you can stake ETH and do that sort of stuff. What would be neat is if, like right now, you put in the contract IDs. If you could search the tokens and then say, I'd like to swap this for that, then we'll get that thing verified and pushed to the main store. I think that would be pretty neat to push that on the heads of all the bits.
Definitely, yeah. That's being already worked on in the backend. So yeah, we'll notify you once that is done.
Cool. And what we're working on is actually aggregating some of your tooling. So not only will you have an agent where you can have your balancer, but you'll have your Lido, and you can just merge the two together, and all of a sudden you have one agent that can do these 2 different things or 3 different things with facts. So exciting. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Merge it.
Thank you, Nate. Maybe we have some comments from Slava or from Kendall. Just some wise words of advice. Yeah, we have Slava here. Hi. Did you review Emmanuel's submissions back when we judged the hackathon? Did you take a look at it?
Actually, no, because it wasn't suitable for the virtual chain bounty we were sponsoring. So I kind of missed it back then, but overall project looks great to me right now, and like I wish you well. And like as with any project, like I usually just say to people, just stay focused, like just do one thing well, make your customers happy, and that's like a way to success.
Absolutely. Thank you, Slava, for that.
Thank you. Words of advice, questions from Kendall. Would you like to add anything?
No, it looks very interesting. I think, yeah, I echo, I think what Nate said about making it easy to add support for new tokens. And then, I think a cool thing to do is thinking about how you can pull in additional context for users to know, like, okay, this is definitely these are the right contracts or the right addresses I'm interacting with. Kind of like, Uniswap has their like list functionality. Jupiter has kind of their like verified token functionality. I think that'll be important for a lot of agent builders to just like help users gain trust in using the agents. But looks very interesting.
Thank you, Kendall. Thank you, Emmanuel. All right, let's move on to the next winner in our DeFi agents track, Bitcoin agent. Do we have the presenter? Yep. Hi, welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Maria. How are you?
Everything is great, and I think everything's going to be great for you, at least for the next 4 minutes, when we're going to play your demo in front of all of those people following DevHub Live. So let's go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's get started. GM everyone, great to be here. We are team Alpha Devs, and we built Bitcoin Agent during 1 Trillion Agents Hackathon. It's an AI agent that uses near-chain signatures to interact with Bitcoin L1. So what can this AI agent do? This AI agent can create and send Bitcoin transactions using your near account. It can also provide information about your near account and associated Bitcoin testnet address, including their balances. So the tech stack which we use here was beta agent, near chain signatures, and Bitcoin L1 testnet. By the way, we will soon be having this agent live for Bitcoin mainnet. We have a roadmap and are in talks with the beta team to get the agent verified. So a quick rundown of how all of this is working in background is the agent is running in the AI agent runtime, and with just your near account using the MPC signer MPC service, you can get a signature for Bitcoin chain, and then you can just broadcast the signature using our agent. So let's just see a demo of this, and yeah, let's just see how all of this works. So I will just click on launch agent, and here we are on the playground in the beta interface. So we will just ask our agent that what it can do, and it should give us a list of operations that you can perform with this agent, right? So with this, you can create and send transactions. So, and you can also get blockchain information like your balances and all. So let's just query our balances to see how much Bitcoin I have on this testnet address. So it just shows me I have something like 0.04 Bitcoin, and this is my testnet address. So let's just try to do something interesting where we can just send a transaction on Bitcoin chain with this agent. So I will try sending 10,000 Satoshis to this testnet address, and it should create a near transaction which I can sign, which will get me a signature signed by the MPC service, which I can then broadcast on Bitcoin network. So here is the transaction, and we can see that we have received a signature here from the MPC service. So yeah, I think the demo is, yeah, it's there. So yeah, so now the agent tells us to send this transaction to Bitcoin L1, right? So we can just get this transaction hash and ask our agent that, yeah, just send this transaction to Bitcoin chain. So we will just provide it the hash, and agent will do its thing in the background. So, and you will receive a hash, which is actually a transaction hash on Bitcoin network, right? So we can just query this hash to confirm that whether a transaction was sent or not. So, as you saw, this was a quick demo of some of the capabilities of Bitcoin agent. And in this demo, you can see that you don't need to directly interact with Bitcoin chain to perform any operation. Everything is just handled through agent in natural language, right? And I would like to share a future vision of our project. The goal is to basically have a full stack Bitcoin agent, right, on here using chain signatures that can basically tap into Bitcoin DeFi. And the very next step that we have in our roadmap, that's the next thing which we have in our roadmap. And we are in talks with Beta team and your ecosystem to build and have this ready as soon as we possibly can. So a lot of amazing stuff will be coming in next couple of weeks. And yeah, it's exciting times. And we are very excited to be building with Near AI. Yeah. So that's all. Here are our handles. If anybody is interested in getting in touch, so you can just give me, just send a message, and I'm always available to have a chat. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Amazing pitch. I always like when people integrate their vision of the future, or at least the next several months, into their pitch. So Nate, would you like to give some advice? What do you think about roadmap for Bitcoin Agent?
Yeah, definitely creative. Seeing Bitcoin stuff, also with the other things that are popping up. Really, a mainnet transaction, I think, will be key to getting it over to getting it verified, and we'll promote as much as we can. So very unique.
Yeah, that's exactly the plan we have, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what we are trying to achieve. Yeah.
And what's cool with this is that you create that MPC account, and not only does it work with like Bita wallet, but any other MPC related wallets will also work automatically out of the box. So you're not just stuck with Bita wallet or any of the other wallets. It's MPC related. So very neat.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you so
Nate.
much, Nate. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Slava, Kendall, any wise words for our winner? Kendall.
Yeah,
Hi.
super cool. We're very excited to see more Bitcoin functionality. I think that's really taking advantage of the tech in a unique way. I like the roadmap of focusing on some of the other things you can do on Bitcoin, like particularly the airdrops. I think is unique. It's not just interacting with runes, but being able to distribute runes in new ways is something that we haven't really
Exactly.
seen
Yeah.
a whole lot of.
Yeah.
Super cool. I think focusing on onboarding. Obviously, it's super easy to onboard, which is great. I think thinking about how you can make it easy for people to onboard their friends. So one idea there is, you can actually make it so that people can like send a link that their friends can use that'll like help them claim a little bit of Bitcoin once they sign up using like Bit Wallet or any of the other MPC wallets. So happy to, help you guys a bit more with that if that's of interest. We have some code for that. But yeah, I think just, figuring out how you can get as many users as possible using this, because it really will be one of the easiest ways to interact with Bitcoin, which is a really cool, I think, onboarding experience for net new people.
Thank you so much, and very, very interesting idea of like sharing a link where you can just claim Bitcoin directly using your Bit wallet. Yeah, thank you so much, Kendall.
Thank you. And a comment from Slava from Aurora.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation and demo here. From my side, I just wanted to mention also that here at Aurora, we have the virtual chains, the EVMs, which are settled on the NEAR protocol, and they are also like they can use the chain signatures, and it means that you can reuse the products or like different dApps on the EVM on Bitcoin. Like, for example, I've done a small proof of concept a few months ago with Gnosis Safe, basically allowing the multi-signature wallets being used in Bitcoin. And maybe that also could be an interesting direction for you to research. You can go to the documentation which we have on Aurora, doc.aurora.dev, and take a look at the chain abstractions there. There is that proof of concept there, and maybe it could be interesting to incorporate some Ethereum-like projects, which could be used as like a business logic, but for the Bitcoin network for the future, like development cycles of your product.
Definitely. Thank you so much. We'll definitely have a look at it, and we'll connect with you to discuss more about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. And just a quick note for all of the other projects out there, whether you won the hackathon or you did not, we have a chat on Telegram, which is called NearDev at NearDev. So if you post your project description, your pitch there with the hashtag #RoastMe, you have a good chance of receiving some feedback from our judges and developers. So this stream is not the only opportunity to do so. Now we're moving on to the next track, social media agents. And I think Project CompChain is the next presenter here. Hi, Silver. How are you feeling?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let's get ready to your 4 minutes of fame.
Okay, so you'll be showing the video. Okay. Perfect. So my entry was CompChain. So it's a serious business. So it's actually for military operations. So what we see right now is that the frontline tasks are not completed by the soldiers. We have lack of verification of completions. There's also payout issues because in military you have rewards, you have bounties, but for tasks to be completed, but there are issues like corruption and other payout issues. There's actually a lot of science done around this, and blockchain shows potential. So we're introducing something called like decentralized field operations, where you can actually do it in secure and private way, use near AI and also encrypted data to actually get much more things done. So we also have token-based accounting and rewards in the system. Okay, so let's see how it works. So first of all, you log in, and the idea is that you can assign tasks to frontline soldiers, and then the soldiers can then complete the tasks and then earn bounties. So how does it work? So here on the left bottom side, you can see the map of ongoing activities. Here on the left, you see a list of things or tasks that can be done. For example, this one is conduct drone hit. So here soldiers can upload evidence of successful drone hits, for example, and then the AI will verify it, and then they get a payout. So here is just an example where I upload a photo. So that's a task to repair water stations. So I upload a photo, it gets encrypted, put on Storacha, then a smart contract that will be hit, the task, the completion will be stored there. That smart contract will trigger near AI that will verify the photo, and then some time goes by, and then it will actually say, okay, the photo contained the evidence, I accept it, it's fine. So now the commander can now reward it, right? So they can actually issue payouts to soldiers. So how does it work? That's the schema of all of those tasks. So you see the task ID and all of the name of the task, but importantly, you see the instructions. So you have the instructions for the soldier, but you also have AI instructions. So these are for verifying the evidence, whether it's a video or photo or whatever it is. So this is the data that gets stored on blockchain. So you have the result of the verification, the evidence, and so on. Now, here you see the near AI as it queries blockchain and then decrypts the evidence, and then it will describe the image using this feed-free vision model from near AI, and that then uses it to understand what's on the image. So the other applications that I can see is disaster recovery operations, humanitarian aid, search and rescue missions, crowdsourced data, and so on. So it's not only about military, really. It can actually help in other fields, like massive field operations, and to help to complete them and earn tokens. And then everything is also secret and decentralized. So that's the entry. That's it.
Thank you, Silver. Talk about real-life use cases for blockchain. Dear judges, do you have any thoughts? This is quite unusual, I think, for us using blockchain for military. Nate, do you have anything to say about this project, ComChain?
Too deep into it, so I can't give a bunch of information. But yeah, keep on going. Push, push, push.
Yeah, so I saw that there's a lot of research on like how blockchain could help in military, but I don't know any actual projects. So I thought I should give it a try to see, especially with like secret AI, like near AI is. I think it's very interesting proposal for these kinds of things.
Might be. I think it's a little bit of our pay grade to judge that, but maybe Slava has an opinion.
Yeah, like it's hard for me actually to comment like the military applications, but like overall it looks interesting, just in terms of like completing and improving the tasks.
Thank you. Kendall, do you have an opinion on this? What do you think?
At least on the privacy side, yeah, I mean, fortunately, that's an area that we are very focused on. I mean, there's a few different options there, but like I think the core idea is you can actually run a lot of the logic within the trusted execution environment cloud that Near AI is building, or even bring your own. So like we have this kind of protocol called shade agents, where basically you can have like a network of independent Ts that are running code, and they actually can prove on chain they're running the right code in the T, and that way you can do kind of like end-to-end encryption, where like the user can basically encrypt the data using a key that only exists within the trusted execution environment.
Right.
It can then be decrypted, operated on, and then re-encrypted. So even the T operator doesn't know it's running. So yeah, very focused on privacy. We're also thinking about how to keep addresses private as well of agents, which is a little more complicated because the way we do key management is using this like decentralized NPC. So there is a little bit of leakage of the keys, but if you use some of the pool-based privacy solutions, there are some options. So yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting applications. Definitely happy to kind of chat more, about how to enable that.
All right. Thank you, Sap. Silver Sap, and I hope you will keep building, because I remember you from one of the previous hackathons, and I think you participated every big hackathon near hosts. And let's see what comes up as your next project. So we're moving on to our next track. Last but not least, absurd agents. Everything that cannot accommodate DeFi agents and social media agents. We have a project that is called Pink Subscription Shade Agent, and we have Jay, to present it. Hey, Jay, what is this about, the Ping subscription shade agent? What does it do?
Hey, Maria. Thanks for having us. I'm super stoked to be here. I think we were both, like me and Elliot, were both really excited about the hackathon. So, yeah, Ping is essentially taking a new approach to automating reoccurring payments or subscriptions on Nia without taking the approach of pre-funding the subscription for a specified period. And we did this by using the shade agent template. So in the demo, you'll see from the merchant perspective, the dashboard shows all of the customers subscribed to the different tiers that the merchant offers, highlighting the next expected billing date and whether the status is active, past due, or cancelled. And then from the customer perspective, you can see all of the available plans that the merchant offers and select from a series of different payment periods. You can then go to checkout, connect your Neo wallet, and fill out all of the relevant details, as well as selecting a maximum subscription duration. And set, if you want to set six months as your maximum duration for the subscription, you can do. The reason for this approach is that in the current crypto subscription models, customers typically receive email reminders at the end of each subscription period, or prompting them to manually renew, or pre-approving for a set duration upfront, which is inconvenient for managing subscriptions. So as you can see, we're going through completing the subscription, and then you'll be able to see the active subscription in the merchant dashboard, which we're just putting to now. So then instead of requiring manual payments at the end of each subscription period, Ping's shade agent will handle the renewals automatically to ensure there is compliance with the contractual subscription terms and require no further action from the customer other than pausing or canceling the subscription. And then as the renewal date approaches, the shade agent will autonomously process the payment on behalf of the customer. So we're currently looking to improve the demo that you're seeing here from the hackathon, fix some bugs and build on the current logic. But what we do currently is we provide an SDK for merchants to integrate their own sites for users to create subscriptions. Additionally, we're going to provide an SDK to create user dashboards, giving them full control to cancel or suspend the subscriptions without relying on the merchant and respect the decision. The solution we see is completely generic, allowing support for many merchants to utilize it and simplify it for users to manage all of the subscriptions. And as you've seen in the demo now, there's just a little bit of a technical overview of the recurring payments. I'll just do a quick 2-second through that. So for 5 steps, there's the subscription creation, where the user approves the initial transaction, creating the function called access key pair, which allows the contract to initiate the future payments. That public key is stored in the custom contract, while the private key is stored in the trusted execution environment private storage. The access key may have an allowance which would limit the amount of money able to pay for subscriptions, which enables kind of an automatic expiry, which doesn't really exist in current solutions in Web 2. Then the remaining steps are the shade agent monitors and triggers the payment operating in the trusted execution environment. So it checks periodically for the upcoming renewals. It verifies if the user has sufficient funds, and then triggers the transaction using the key pair on the user's behalf, and then updates the subscription status in the smart contract, marking it as renewed, and then sets the next billing date, kind of keeping that recurring payments going. And then in terms of cancellation and management, users and providers of subscriptions can cancel the subscriptions via the smart contract, and no further payments would be deducted from the user until the end, and they would have access until the end of the current subscription cycle. So yeah, that's kind of a quick run through of the submission. We're really looking forward to kind of building this out further for both recurring payments, but also general single-use payments for merchants, users, and communities. Thanks.
Thank you, Jay. And I believe that shade agents were initially shipped by proximity. So maybe Kendall, you have some advice for Jay?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting way to handle subscriptions, which are obviously always a kind of complicated thing for crypto-based payments. Yeah, I mean, I think like the key for that, especially for appealing to the Web 2 audience, is thinking about on and off ramps and how to just like abstract away as much of the kind of crypto side of things as possible and like really highlight what some of the advantages are, which I think you guys are doing. So yeah, definitely interesting. Mainly just I think figuring out who the early adopters are going to be is key. But yeah, it's definitely a fascinating solution. Very, very cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Kendall.
Thank you, Kendall. Nate, Slava, do you have any comments for Jay?
Yeah, pretty neat. I mean, it uses Near pretty heavily, the allowance. So it would be kind of like a debit card where you create an agent, and then you send funds to it, and it automatically just spits out to all your connected payments. And then, is that how that works?
Yeah, so there's kind of a few different like further use cases that I see available from it. Saving accounts being one, and then like automated direct debits, essentially kind of just approving that I want to send this person £5 per month or $5 or whatever currency you want to go with, and then that would happen until you want to do it. So I think that's kind of good for reoccurring payments to friends or family as well. Kind of could be used as a cool onboarding tool, and then peer-to-peer commerce as well. I think is also awesome for that.
And this thing is just running in the TEE, just executing on the per month basis on whatever you do. How close is it to? Could it be mainnet right now, or is it still in testing mode?
So myself and Elliot are definitely going to do some tweaks and try and get things done as soon as we possibly can. There's definitely a few bugs that we need to iron out and just make sure it's all kind of wrapped out really nicely for an end user experience. But yeah, kind of excited to kind of start shipping that soon.
Yeah, good idea. And who would be your first customer, I guess, within the Near ecosystem? Because I'm assuming that those would be the.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good options. I think I see it as opening up a nice revenue model for a lot of the AI teams. If anyone wanted to start doing like subscription usage for any of their models or anything like that, and then there's like community initiatives with like monthly subscriptions for like different merch drops and things like that from the likes of Black Dragon community, that sort of thing. I think would be a nice first rollout.
Cool.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Jay. Slava, do you have any comments, any advice
I see
for Jay?
just a really good and like prominent, how to say, like usefulness of this project overall, and like it's really nice, pretty practical product. I see big perspective in using it in terms of like subscription service for any dApp on Near, and as well Aurora. It possibly could also be done for like virtual chains via cross-contract call communications, etc. So yeah, it looks good. I like it.
Thank you, Slava. Yeah, we're definitely looking to kind of use Near Intents to potentially offer it like cross-chain to pay with any currency for subscriptions too. So definitely something we're looking at.
Thank you so much, Jay. And we're moving on to our next project, AI agents in need of escrow. Vladimir,
Hey guys.
Are you with us? Hi.
I am.
So let's go on to your demo.
Sure, happy to drive that. All right, my project is named AI Agents for Need of Escrow Platform. So during this hackathon, I have implemented 2 AI agents. First agent is compliance validation agent, and second is dispute resolution agent. They are very needed for my Need of Escrow project. I have developed API on top of AI agents, so the communication with them is more convenient. And also this API has been integrated in this Need of Escrow project. A few words about this Need of Escrow project. This is a web-based platform designed for secure online collaboration. It is powered by Near Protocol blockchain, and it functions as an escrow service, holding deposits and releasing them once specified conditions are met. And AI agents are needed here in 2 places. The first place is dispute resolution process. Dispute resolution agent helps the admin with resolving the dispute. It helps with providing its own dispute resolution opinion and further clarifications. And another place is task creation process. This is where compliance validator agent helps with natural language processing of the task name and task description. So the task content is validated according to platform compliance rules. And now we will jump into the demo. First, we will see how dispute resolution process looks like. We can see a task name and task description here. We can also see the task is under dispute resolution process, and there are comments from task owner and task contractor at the bottom of this page. And the goal here is to pick up the right resolution percentage. The admin, of course, can do that on his own or use the help of AI agent. AI agent will take the task name, task description, dispute resolution comments, and will provide its opinion about resolution percentage. Okay, let's see what this agent responds with. It thinks that 70% is a reasonable resolution. That's fine. And also admin can talk to this AI agent to clarify this resolution further. And the next place where AI agent is needed here is task creation process. A natural language processing of task name and task description blocks creation of the tasks which violate the platform compliance rules. So here I am trying to create a task which involves some kind of harm to animals. Let's see what AI agent responds with. And we see that it actually blocks this task creation. So this is it from my side. Thanks a lot for having me today. And thanks a lot for such a great opportunity to try developing something with near AI agents.
Thank you, Volodymyr. I'm just reading your page and dev post about this project, and there is a prompt that asks how we built it, and you said easily. Was that your experience with near AI?
The thing is that I am not using some kind of cross-chain communication or something like that. These are simple prompts here, but the main thing I am using from this AI agent is that they are isolated. So my tasks and task description will not spread into, I don't know, different areas, and maybe other people can see that tasks, this name and description could be under NDA. So this is quite important here. And yeah, but other than that, this is mostly Web 2 stack rather than Web 3.
Thank you for the answer. Nate, Kendall, Slava, do you have any comments or advice for Volodymyr? Oh, we'll start with Nate.
Oh, I don't. I haven't dove into this one enough to really give too much input. Sorry.
All right, then maybe Kendall or Slava have some input. If you do, yeah, we have Kendall.
Yeah, I mean, I think this idea is really powerful, kind of using AI to mediate disputes. Yeah, we were talking to yeah, I mean, or like I know like the UMA team, who obviously plays a big role in this broadly in the crypto space, is very interested in the concept. I think the big thing to figure out is, well, twofold. One is like helping users gain trust in models to mediate disputes. I think, yeah, starting with like kind of more minor disputes is probably a good way to, like, things that where speed and just an absolute decision are more important than like absolute correctness. I think is like a good potential approach. So like building up a confidence there, and then obviously making the model, giving the models enough context to actually be truly correct. Because I do think there's an interesting future where many disputes will be mediated by AI. Probably there'll always be something that's like kicked up to humans if it's like super, like vague and like kind of more of a discussion of like broader morals. But yeah, no, super powerful. I think, yeah, there's, I mean, I'd love to see this in production for some things like very, very quickly, because I think like it's clearly where things are going.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kendall. Slava, do you have a couple of words for Volodymyr?
I can kind of continue the thought Kendall was saying, that like it could be really interesting like to focus on some kind of particular type of tasks. And in terms of like DevRelin and blockchain, I was thinking about support, like maybe, how good the support ticket was closed, and maybe given some points instead of real money to like gamify, I don't know, Discord support server for Near or Aurora, something like that. It's just like on the level of idea, but could sound really cool by using that agent and these models.
Yep, that's a great idea actually about support. Yep, I'll take it into attention. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. At this point, we will wrap up the project showcase and do a micro mini panel with our judges, because everyone who is present on this call, Nate, Kendall, and Slava, all of them have judged submissions for their own bounties. So I would like to hear your opinion. What was built? What did you like? What did you probably not like very much? And some advice for the hackers who won the hackathon, maybe didn't win, but they want to keep building, how to turn the hackathon project into an actual startup. So let's start with Nate. Share some of your interesting outcomes from this hackathon? How did you judge your bounty, and what interesting project did you encounter?
Our biggest aha moment is that we didn't help a lot of the devs to do what they did. I think we had 18 of the top 40 submissions and probably 10 like good projects that we were able to mess around with and actually test ourselves. And so, I mean, it was just really nice to see people figuring out the system without needing to do handholding. So that's a pretty big signal to say, okay, we're on the right track, that the onboarding process isn't incredibly painful, that people can build agents. The other neat thing is people took it way further than we thought. We had just announced this embeddable chat system probably, I don't know, like a week after, right before it was about to come. And two of the projects went that step, like Coolify embedded near intents into their own web page. Seeing those things, kind of taking it the extra step as we're building and shipping things, they just take that new stuff and throw it in, and it's neat to have folks messing around with all the things that we're shipping. So, and just such a wide variety of submissions. Literally, Bitcoin. Someone created SatSlinger, which was the if you fund a Bitcoin account, then it will tweet to people as long as you tag them with certain hashtags, and it will actually tweet to them as long as there's Bitcoin into an MPC account that they can claim their tokens. Fascinating. And then again, seeing the what is it? BetVex. Owen built this thing where you could do this whole betting system, and it really shows the power of no longer needing forms, having to input forms, right? You're having conversations with applications now. It's not, here's an input for this and input that, and input for that. It's more of, I don't know how to bet. Show me the leaderboard. What did the last person bet? Okay, copy that exact same bet that last person did, and then put $500 on that bet. It's just, we're getting to this new point where we're gonna start seeing there's no need for like just how many crazy things we can do when you just open up what AI can do for us.
All right. So if you had to give just one advice for people who want to keep building, what should they look into? What should they do to become a startup?
Becoming a startup is the most brutal thing a human can probably go through. One of the few. There's a lot of other brutal things, but when you start a company, at the end of it, it probably won't be your same idea. You just crank. You believe in the long-term vision, and you just go with the flow. And it's grit is probably the most important element of making a startup a reality. If you don't have grit, it's not going to go anywhere. There's no magic. No one's going to help you. You just have to believe in yourself and keep cranking. So if you have that, then go push.
Thank you so much. And obviously taking this from an actual company owner, I think it's a very, very valuable advice. So we are moving on to Kendall. Any interesting submissions for your bounty? What did you like the most? Which one?
Yeah, well, it was very cool. I mean, I think we're just super excited about expanding what people can actually do with Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's the most important crypto asset, and I think it's extremely underutilized. So it was really cool to see, teams like, like the Bitcoin agent, like the SatSlinger, and there were a couple others as well, which is really exciting. And I think, teams should really think about like what can we enable people to do with their Bitcoin now that we can make it much easier to use and also cheaper to use, right? It's like what's cool about the MPC tech is that you can actually you can transfer the ownership of a lot of Bitcoin without having to touch the Bitcoin L1 in a way that's potentially a bit more programmable and interesting than some of the other solutions out there. So definitely recommend teams look more into that. Yeah, I think as far as what to do next, something. So we released the Shade Agent kind of concept pretty late into the hackathon, so it was really cool to see a few teams pick that up, like PingPay. But obviously, it did come pretty late. Just to give a very short recap on like what it is and why it's interesting. It really is basically about just making the entirety of your agent code base both fully auditable, verifiable, and then also just enabling any number of participants to actually run your agent in a verifiable way, which is, I think, one of the key aspects to making agents unstoppable. I think what the use cases and why it's interesting is you can think about ways that you can actually embed an agent very directly and deeply in kind of a crypto protocol. Like, imagine if you took Aave and it was agents who are actually making all the decisions of Aave instead of people. Whether or not that's a good idea today is a matter for discussion, but that's clearly where things are going. And I think Shade agents, enable that in a pretty interesting way. So I advise people to kind of think about how that could work out. As far as making companies a business, I mean, I think Nate gave some incredibly sage advice there. Obviously, coming from a place of serious wisdom. So I encourage everyone to take what he said to heart. And then, just to extend on that a little bit on the kind of like the product side is like you solve problems. I mean, I think there's a lot of really cool agent demos out there. I think some of the groups here have actually started to really solve problems, but yeah, make sure your agents need to be useful and they need to actually do things. I think that's like when, we're going to see really valuable companies built on top of this. Is like agents that actually do things, solve real world problems and in ways that were impossible to do before. So encourage everyone to, think about that.
Thank you so much, Kendall. Sage advice right there. So Slava, what did you like the most about the submissions for Aurora?
That's interesting question. Probably like I have my favorites. I have my favorites here, and actually, like my favorite submission hasn't won a prize, unfortunately. I mean, the first three prizes.
Even the Aurora prize. Or you mean the main track prize?
we got them like not on the first three places because the idea was like super idea, really good one, but unfortunately the team hasn't developed enough like smart contracts and haven't done enough Solidity development, and because of that we just couldn't give them anything in terms of like the main prizes. But we have given them some money like to prosper that idea further. We just had a call with that girl which was working on that idea, and basically what she had there was like a competitive battleground for AI agents. So basically every AI agent, it's like a character with different like RPG like characteristics. I mean, like agility, maybe strength, something like that, maybe some magic powers, maybe some spells. So there is like a set of actions that agent can do. There are some actually like, how it's called, like fractions or like clans of AI agents, which kind of fighting in between. And you kind of is an observer observing the battlefield where these agents are fighting, and you can do bets. You can put some money to improve some clans. So it could be really interesting mechanics in terms of like gaming experience and getting involved, or just like, just having a content being generated by a form of AI agent fighting between themselves. So like the idea was really good, and we hope that in the future we'll see something from them. But unfortunately, she probably just hasn't enough time to work on the project during the hackathon, and that's why it wasn't like evolved into the final project. Talking about our winners,
I just have a question, because I hate to interrupt, but maybe Aurora will have any upcoming hackathons that this particular participant could submit to, if she has enough time.
Of course. Like we are staying connected.
Which ones? Where should we follow your announcements?
What?
Where should we follow your announcements? Or maybe you have something particular in mind.
On Twitter. Like the best way to follow us is just go to Twitter, Aurora is near, and follow us there. We also have the Telegram channel, and you can follow up on the Discord. But like probably the main way to follow us is like x.com, Aurora is near.
All right. So any advice on how to actually turn the hackathon submissions into a proper company?
Like, I don't know about the practical side as good as previous judges, but in terms of like just pure reasoning, I believe that Like you just need to be focused and also ready maybe to pivot and maybe change something in your product to be more suitable to the market conditions, because it's like waves. Sometimes like something about AI is coming, sometimes something about DeFi, sometimes you need to combine. So it's like you need to be flexible and solving the real problems of real people. And of course, like finding support. And by support, I mean investments, like maybe incubation programs, which can help your project grow and succeed in the future.
Thank you, Slava. Solid advice. And I think of all three judges presenting, Nate was the only one company owner. He pretty much said that it's a brutal business and don't. I would encourage you to actually try again, and maybe join one of the upcoming hackathons. Maybe Proximity will organize something, maybe Aurora will organize something, but we are already organizing something. There is a hackathon ongoing. Zcash X Near Intense Hackathon. It's also dedicated to autonomous agents. We already have 76 participants, right? Competing for 70K prize pool. We already have our first submission. So if you have a Taikai account, you can actually log in, register for the hackathon, take a look at what people are building. It's pretty interesting. So if you missed this opportunity, 1 trillion autonomous agents hackathon, or maybe you have some fresh ideas that you would like to try, join this hackathon. We would be super thrilled and excited to see more of your submissions, because it's always super interesting to be on the age of exploration in tech. We know that AI is the next frontier, so let's keep building it together. And thank you so much for joining us today, tonight, this morning. Nate wants to say one last thing, and so we're gonna let him, I guess.
Also, I want to say thanks to the Vax folks. They're a DeFi liquidity pool system up and coming on Near. They built a really neat engine too, so I wanted to give them props as well. Really interesting agent that will be getting verified shortly, and they had a nice bounty as well. So good job, Vax. Let's get it going. Thanks.
It's actually, it's an odd one, because this was the sponsor that joined much later than the main batch, and then we saw some amazing submissions. So thank you for everyone who supported 1 Trillion Agents Hackathon. Thank you for everyone who keeps building a Near ecosystem. And thank you to the winners who joined us and risked it and decided to present their projects live. And I really hope that you receive some valuable feedback that you will take home and keep building. So that was Hackbox. Thank you so much for hacking with us, and until next time.